I don't ever want to try cherry moonshine.
I don't want to try any flavored alcohol anymore. Like, I'm really not into that anymore. Like, to be honest, I never really was. I was first learning to drink, because I learned very quickly that it's just the stuff that'll make you the most sick.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
if it's mixed in, it's better. But if it's already comes pre-flavored, like, you're already lowering this thing by degrees.
Yeah. The only
quality.
The only exception I've found is, in terms of whiskey.
Yeah.
Is Jameson when they did their stout barrel bottles.
Really?
So they distilled their whiskey and then they stored it in barrels that had aged stout, that had previously aged stout.
Right.
So the stout kind of smokiness leaked into the whiskey, and it
sounds good.
It tasted great, but like flavored as far as like like mango,
right.
No,
or like even mango, or like they'll have like pineapple vodka. Smirnoff did a huge thing.
Yeah,
I think they still sell those.
Gross.
It's just gross. It's just it's all infused. So then whatever you mix it with has to have that flavor in too. Yeah. So I just always am like,
oh yeah, you're talking like the Smirnoff Ices.
Yeah.
No. There's a difference. They have the flavored vodkas specifically. So they
did the ices first, and
then
they
ices are different. That's cheerleader beer, that's that classic. I mean, that's what that is. When they say
it
cheerleader,
belongs in a box.
Yeah. It's just that's what it is. But no, I mean, like, and Smirnoff is not even. The funny thing is, like, they say that's on like it's one of the lower quality, cheaper vodkas,
right?
But to me, it's fine in a pinch. You know what I mean? If I can't get something a little bit better quality, I'll buy a handle of that, and it's like fine. You know what I mean? It's good. I think the difference is, it's just, I guess it's just less distilled, so it's not as smooth, but it's fine. I don't know.
I mean, if I drank vodka in any kind of consistency, I guess I could see that, but I don't.
Well, I don't either, but it's just like when I have in the past, or like when I've needed to buy it, I'll grab a handle of that, and plus it's super inexpensive.
I'm being ruined at the moment because I've been watching
just life.
No, I've been watching the How to Drink channel on YouTube.
Oh yeah. He's great.
And he's been going, like, I've been watching the Christmas stuff. So he's done like mulled wine and mulled cider and stuff. Yeah. And he's just talking about like ingredients, and I'm like, I never would have thought to core an apple and then pour sugar into it and then cook it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, what? Where did and oranges with it? He's like, yeah, he said, yeah, you stud the orange with 13 cloves. So
shit!
He just had cloves, so he was just sticking them
Shoves them in there,
like
around
pins.
the edges. Yeah,
and cook the orange too. And I'm going, what? I never would have thought of sticking cloves in an orange and then cooking it. Like
me neither.
That's just.
And I think that comes in. It's weird. I don't know if that's a drink recipe, but I think that particular style, like mulled, wine and stuff, spiced wine, whatever. Mm-hmm. To me, that's more of like an actual cooking thing, right?
Yeah, it's
like I'm going to heat this up. Yeah, exactly. And it's like you're adding so many flavors to a drink that it becomes kind of like a cooking recipe. You know what I mean? It's kind of different. Whereas like, average bartending recipe, there's not much more than about maybe 4 or 5 ingredients. You know what I mean?
And that's a lot.
And that's kind of a lot. I mean, even a traditional old fashioned has 3, 4, 5. I guess it can have up to 5. It doesn't require it. The last one's a garnish, the cherry. But you need sugar. You need a sugar cube. You need bitters. You need obviously bourbon or rye, depending on what you want. And then you need an orange or a lemon, right? Peel, and then cherry garnish. So that's 5 ingredients if you want to go the full. Yeah, and the cherry is not even. It's not much. Given. I was gonna say, and it's not necessary.
Right.
You will still get the flavor of an old fashioned. It's just kind of a nicer little. You can slightly tell the difference in flavor, barely. I can, and that's when you have a really good quality, like brandied. The
cherry only ever for me does one thing.
What's that?
I don't I don't touch it. I drink my drink and I let the cherry just soak up as much of the bourbon as I can, and then I eat the cherry.
Dude,
with the bourbon cherry.
Same.
So,
I was gonna say, and I think anyone.
It's not really a.
I think most people do that, but I have seen people before. Once or twice, I've seen this. Well, they would get the old fashioned. They'll take a sip, go, "Oh, that's good." Then they will either, like brutes, just dip in their fingers, or they will
alcohol abuse.
I agree. I agree because then you've tainted the drink for the rest of the time that you drink it. Or they will be slightly more skillful and they'll grab like a spoon and they will fish it out and then they'll eat it.
I kind of like that less.
And I was gonna say, it's almost like you're trying to be classier, but I'm like, why? Like, leave it in the drink. Like, I'm also a fan, and not everyone is, because some people like their drink, I guess, cleaner. Like, I don't really know the reason, because the flavor is better. But I like the garnish of the orange peel or the lemon peel in the drink.
Yeah.
I'm very pro, like, rind in the drink, skin in the drink, like, whatever it is, just put it in the drink. Like, I would make a nasty looking Bloody Mary because I'm the type who'd, like, throw the celery stalk in there, you know what I mean? Like, all the pieces,
I mean, celery stalk's supposed to be in there, isn't it?
Well, it is, but, like, there are basically what I would call dirtier ways to make a Bloody Mary, and there's cleaner ways, which means
Dallas
leave in...
is the type to skin the tomato and then just take all the inside, just drop it in there.
Hell yeah.
That's his Bloody Mary. He wants you to look in there and think there's body parts.
Yeah, I want you to be like, oh shit, there's someone's thumb in there.
That's Mary.
Yeah,
that's Mary.
That's Mary's thumb. I have to find a Mary every time I make one, so it's quite a sacrifice.
There's a lot of Marys out there, though.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's quite a common name globally. So,
you were talking about Smirnoffs earlier. Have you guys heard of the drinking games surrounding ices called? Just icing.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting iced.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't sure how
I am
was.
not.
Oh, so
I was a
basically,
collegiate athlete. I'm aware.
Okay.
Thank you.
yeah.
So
It'd be great. You would like play a match, and then you get off the pitch or whatever, and you go, and then you open up your bag and just like guess what's inside. You're like, God damn it.
Yeah. So essentially, Tim, the premise is that you take a Smirnoff Ice and you hide them somewhere, and if somebody opens something or sees it, in a cupboard or like your shoe or something weird and random, that you have to drink it. That's essentially it. Generally, it's more like...
You have to get down on a knee and just chug it. And it'd be great because I was always the DD, so people did that to me. Everybody was like, you idiot, why'd you ice Gabby? She's not going to drink it. And I was like, take this, eat this, Claire. Here, you. This
wow.
Yeah,
is
it's
it
great.
Is it does DD? Do you have those kind of permissions? You can like subjugate it to another person?
Well, yeah, because then you're not DD. If you have to just get
well, right, but I
drink.
guess I've just never heard of that rule. I'm sure every house has different rules.
I mean, if they forced her to drink, they would give up their fun.
Exactly,
because one of them would have
That's
to not
true.
drink.
Because now all of a sudden somebody else has to do it.
Right.
I would say then whoever iced you has to drink it. That's the way.
That's usually how it went.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
It was like, who's the idiot that tried? There were like three of us that were like always, DD, like for one reason or another, like either just like medical or preference, or for me it was more just like medical, and I wanted to not get totally sloshed, and like
you're a college athlete, you want to be okay, you want to be functional,
and it was always
that weird thing,
like
taking care of your body,
and there were a few of us who like just kind of were known to be, for one reason or another, whatever, some people it was like a religious thing, other people it was just like, again, like a medical thing, whatever,
just sober, not drunk 24/7.
And then it was always like those of us who'd been around a while, like everybody was like, okay, who's the idiot? Like tried to ice, and it's always like some like new person, and they're like, I thought we did this and it was funny, and they're like, drink.
This is yours now. Have fun.
Yeah,
it
funny.
It is now turned serious.
Yeah, drink it. No, I've heard of that game. I never was around to play it because I heard it was mostly in like either athletes, usually college athletes, or like sorority or fraternity houses. So I never was in any of that.
I've never understood drinking games when it comes to sororities or fraternities.
Yeah.
It's like you're in, like, your whole thing is that you are going to party.
Yep.
Right.
So you don't need an excuse.
Right.
Just drink.
But I guess they just makes it more fun. I don't know.
Maybe.
The context that I learned it in is in like just a friend group that did it every time they got together, or just every so often or whatever. And they just hang out and drink and party or whatever. And the thing there is it's universally known that ice are gross, right? And to them.
Nobody's
and
happy.
so it's like,
Nobody's happy.
That's where it comes from, again, where I was learning about it, where it's not necessarily a thing to drink. You're already there and you're already drinking. It's more of a now you have to drink this shitty drink.
See, yeah,
it was just fun to see where people found them. Like my favorite one was in a mailbox. That was fun. And then one was in a I guess it was just like I don't know. It was like this fruit display thing. So it was in a watermelon.
Oh, that's awesome.
That had been like obviously like
if it was a watermelon ice, that would have been hilarious.
I think it was just a regular one. But yeah, no, it was or like you're done with it. You're done with the game or you're done with the match, and it's like in your sport bag or in your shoe or
Yeah, I think those
are like
cool.
A rugby sock was always the fun one. Like those are tall.
The other ones, like I think it's funny when it's in just something that you don't expect necessarily to be opened by a specific person.
Yes.
Right? Where it's just like in a cabinet, right? You don't know who's going to open this cabinet or go to it next.
It's not a specific target.
Exactly.
It's
more like
just
roulette.
And then if the same person ends up getting it 4 times in a row, it's hilarious because it's just by happen chance.
Totally random.
Right? It's totally
random. I agree with that.
You have terrible luck.
I think that's more
couch
fun.
cushions, like on a mantle.
Right. On a mantle. Yeah, that'd be great. Like you just look up and you're like,
or you're next to it, and like somebody leans on it, and they're like, "Guess what?" And it's like,
to me, it's just, and this is a game I did used to play all the time, but the circle game, and
oh, you did spin the bottle. Wow.
No, actually,
that's what I thought of too.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever actually played that game. I think maybe one time.
I think
maybe one time.
Stupid.
I was at a party and we did that, but I didn't. I remember it not lasting. Like it doesn't.
I've never had a group of friends I wanted to play that with.
Well,
right.
Yeah,
that's like.
It's usually in school. I remember we were in high school, but like, which that's more the time that you want to do it anyway. But like, I remember it just didn't really last long because the thing is, everyone has like one person, maybe 2 people that they'd be willing to kiss if it lands on that person.
That's the whole point. Is you hope because you're a teenager.
Right. And so I think it's one of those things where it's like
I'm in statistics, right?
I think it's one of those things where it's just like you have to be super, super just whatever, like about it to be like, yeah, let's fully just play this. Let's play this for like 30 minutes.
Well, it's like that's the same thing with like Truth or Dare, right? It's
right.
Those are just they're not really games. It's just let's see how uncomfortable we can make people. Until it's like they refuse to do it outright, even though or whatever.
Which that's what it always gets to, and then it's not fun because you're
it's
like,
not fun.
well, we've like pressed it too far, and
See, what stopped the spin the bottle game for me in high school was there was. Like almost every other month, there was a mono kid with mono, and it was just like
a mono outbreak.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm not gonna. Why would I want to try?
You're like, nah.
No.
Well, I was gonna say I was always that kid
that got mono. Yeah.
No, knock on wood. I've never had mono in my life, but I think a big reason for that is because when I was in junior high school, I think even earlier than that, probably starting a bit earlier. Yeah, probably it started in elementary school at some point. I was pretty germophobic, and so actually I would never drink off of people, and I would like never share with people. Like people would be like, "Oh, let me get a bite of that," or whatever, and I'd be like, "No," Which looking back, I'm really glad I did. I'm not so glad the reason why, because I was just more like generally germophobic. I wasn't like, "Oh, I don't want to get mono or just whatever."
Right.
And as I got older, I loosened up a little bit, and my really close friends and stuff, I would like, if they had some drink, they're like, oh yeah, try a taste of it. I'd be like, okay, I'll try a taste, whatever.
See, that's funny. You were germophobic and didn't share your food.
Yeah.
I just wanted to eat my food, so I didn't share my food.
No, and that's fair too, dude. I had friends like that. I had friends like that who would be like, no, because this is mine. Like, they're just like, it's mine. Like, you wanted it, you should have brought it. Yeah, or, whatever. You got money, like, you want to pay me, or, So there are different reasons, but overall, at the end of the day, I'm glad I did that. Yeah, because there's people who just share shit with just about anyone, and you're like, why? Don't do that. You don't even know this person. They're from a different school. No.
Yeah, you don't know where they've been.
Yeah, you just I don't know. You never know.
I remember one of my friends, one of my girlfriends, she always was like she never wanted to share drinks, and that was like the last last fifth or bottom part of her drink, and she'd always like try to pawn it off on people, and I'm like, dude, what the hell? She's like, well, that's where all the backwash is. I don't want to drink that. And I'm like, you realize you're like, dude, this is like chemical warfare. What you're doing is like just trying to.
Why are you trying to pawn it off on us to drink your backwash?
Yeah.
Right.
You're a biological terrorist.
Yeah. Also, that's not even actually true.
No.
I mean, how much are you drooling in? Are you a dog? You're just saliva.
I don't know. Maybe she had a problem or something. Like
maybe she had a problem.
Like,
I love
that was always her reasoning, and she'd always be like, who wants this? And we're like, what the hell?
I mean, it could be she didn't know how to drink, so she'd only get like half of it,
and it just spills back in.
Yeah.
I guess if you're literally letting it fall back in, like when you're like a little kid. I remember doing that as a little kid.
No, as a little kid, you do that.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, kids' crap is covered with saliva and God knows what else. Just ugh. But no, I've heard that. I heard that stereotype before, and I was just like, what? No. That doesn't make any sense. Like, what do you mean? Like, again, unless you're drooling into it, then sure. But also, who's gonna want to drink coffee?
I don't know. This was also like somebody who would like have. You remember like those Go-Gurt tubes? Remember the tubes?
Oh yeah.
And then like cut them in half, and it'd be like double Go-Gurt, and I'm like, that's not how that
works. I mean, that's right up there with clothing stores having half off sales.
I was like, that's not quite that. She's like double Go-Gurt. I'm like,
You're still buying something.
I don't think that's.
I have multiplied it.
And now you got yogurt on your scissors, you idiot. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, and probably a bunch shot out when you did cut it. It's like
no, she finessed it. It was.
Well, I'm sure you have to like fold it over in half and then cut it.
You gotta like press it out to the edges.
So, like, that's
well, I mean, whatever. Right. I guess if you want to share.
I mean, and it was no. That she would just double fist Go-Gurt.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, what?
It's just double Go-Gurt.
She was just doubling up.
I don't know. I think it's the same reason. I think it's the same reason, like with juice boxes, why you like want to like flip the flaps up, and you're like, it makes it so there's more in there. Like when you were a kid, you ever do that?
With a jukebox?
Juice boxes.
Oh, okay. I was very confused.
Flaps up or whatever, and it's like. And your kid brain goes like, oh, there's more, it's bigger, so there's more in there now.
Yeah, that just means there's air.
I don't think I ever did that.
Yeah, I don't even know. You're talking about the actual cart, like the box.
Yeah, cartons, little juice box. Yeah.
I mean, really I would like
flip it up and then open it. I'd like flip it up and then open it and like drink it like a cup.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, or like hold the little flaps as like little like.
Yeah, exactly. Like you would do with like a old milk carton or whatever.
I always stuck the straw in it, sucked it dry, and then crushed it. That was like.
I mean, I did that too.
No, dude, and especially if they were milks, dude, you fold them down, and then what you do is you make a box, and then you pop them. Yeah, dude, it's so satisfying. I love that. Let us know if you popped milk boxes too.
I don't know. The one that always pissed me off, and I know you guys are gonna be like, "Oh, I did that one." Is like when people took the empty water bottles and twisted them until the caps popped off at people.
Oh yeah,
that used to drive me up the wall.
No, I did that.
I didn't do that so much.
I hated that. It drove me nuts.
Yeah,
I did. I've done it occasionally.
People would do it sometimes, but honestly, it wasn't really that big of a deal. Like I literally, because I had friends, they'd pop them at you to try and like antagonize or whatever. But I remember them not being that hard. But I remember like sometimes they do it to the girls, and the girls always freaked out, like, oh, and I'd always be like,
no, for me it was
I've had them shot in my face, and they just oh, you just mean the loudness.
It was that, and I mean, they tried to aim at people or whatever. I'm like, yeah, it's just school people throw shit at each other all the time. It's just like what they do. But like,
because we're apes.
Just the sound.
We're apes just chucking bananas at each other.
Exactly.
Hey,
or rocks.
Hey, you.
Or other things.
Gravel, pencil.
Oh, actually, when I was in elementary school, we literally played a game where we just chucked gravel at each other.
Yeah. There's a reason one of the local elementary schools no longer has gravel and now has wood chips.
Oh, man. That was a fun game, though.
Yeah, bark chips don't fly as far or hit as hard.
They suck, man. They're so light.
Yeah.
I don't know. This was also the elementary school where like somebody, you remember like they look like big plastic slides, but they're sideways to like connect two parts of a jungle gym or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like the tubes that you like slither through.
Yeah.
Somebody lit a fire in there one time and like melted through the bottom. It was pretty rad. I was like, oh, okay.
That's cool.
A child did this?
We went to school in the morning, and by the end of the day, this had happened. That's all I'm saying.
What were those? This might be dating me a bit, but what were those? They were like domes.
Mm-hmm.
You remember those?
And they were like monkey bars, kind of.
But they were like polygons of metal bars.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I think we just call it like a snow globe or something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember if it had an official name
or a dome or a what's the other? I was gonna say an igloo. Some people call it
I think we might have called her an igloo.
Yeah.
I just remember there was a kid. Well, I think I was like 3rd or 4th grade. There was a kid in my class who decided it was his
domain
goal in life to push everyone off of that.
Good.
Yeah, King of the Hill.
And well, it was King of the Hill, but it was like, I don't want to just push you off. I want to force you through.
Oh, jeez.
And make you drop down into the thing.
Be in my cage.
Yeah, and then he ended up with a broken arm.
Of course.
Because he fell. So.
Those things are
everybody always ends
dangerous.
up with a broken arm. Like, oh wow, cool new piece of playground equipment. I'm so happy. Wow, this one you can climb on it. It looks like a rocket and it's bar. Ooh, wow, somebody broke their arm. No, we don't get it anymore. I'm like, this sucks.
I still remember in 5th grade, another guy being dumb in my class. He got himself stuck on the monkey bars because he tried to do the monkey bars with his elbows.
What?
Yeah, it was great.
What?
Awesome.
Yeah,
with his elbows.
Yeah.
Like the monkey bar was like through his armpits, like elbow.
No, like he was trying to catch the monkey bars and hook them.
Oh, I see.
And
that's
like
insanity.
and like got his arm wedged in them. And
that
was
is
just
insanity.
Like, you're dumb.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that gives me anxiety just thinking about it. I would not want to get my arm trapped up in there.
Can I tell you my favorite monkey bar story?
Yes, please.
It involves my brother, of course.
You have many?
What?
You said
your
my
favorite, and I said you have many.
You have many.
Oh, I thought you said you have money. I was like, no.
Oh,
I don't.
yes, Gabby, you must pay the toll, the monkey bar toll.
Do you want to tell your story? $5, please.
How badly do you want to tell it?
I'm the story troll, baby.
That's what this is. We should rename this podcast Dallas's
Troll?
Storytime Trolling. Yes.
It involves my brother, of course. And so this was done because one of his little girlfriends they had a crush on, and it was like, ooh,
nice.
He's crushing on her. And this other kid in the class was being a punk and like making fun of her and like, poking at her hair and blah blah blah. So during recess, and this kid's just like he's just a punk, he's just like a bully to everybody. Like nobody's really about this kid. The teacher union's like, this kid kind of sucks, like
it sucks. Wow, he's hated when the teachers all agree that.
Well, because when like other kids will come up and be like, hey, so and so like pulled in my hair, or, like called me in the name or whatever, and it's just like, oh yeah,
hard R,
again,
Sorry, that's my phone vibrating. Yeah. Sorry for the distraction. I'll edit that out in post. Actually, I'll probably leave this in. It's more authentic, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, so it's just this punk kid, and so my brother just being himself, the kid's on the monkey bars, and he's just like going across, and he's trying to show off and like be all cool, like, oh, how fast I can go, blah blah, and everybody's kind of like, oh yeah, whatever. And then he's just kind of like going slow one time through, and my brother is like, yes, the opportune moment, and he just walks up and he just pantses this kid. And there's just like a slight silence, and he just does this and he just walks away. That's it. He doesn't care. He just like does this and walks off.
Perfect way to commit a crime. Just do it and get out of it.
What's beautiful, and this is like the yard duty, retelling this to me and my parents at the principal's office, because of course he got in trouble. And it was like, yeah, it was interesting, because then the kid's hanging, but like, what do you do? Because like his hands are holding him up by the bar, but now like his legs are trapped. So like,
yeah, that is great. Perfect attack.
Yeah, and it was one of those moments where like none of the kids were like, oh my gosh, because I was kind of like, yeah. And then at the print, my brother got in trouble, and I got called, my parents got called in the principal's office, all this stuff, and it was one of those things where they were like, yeah, but like he was defending this girl's honor, and this kid's kind of a punk, so like it's not good to do, but also like,
like we're not mad about it.
Yeah,
like we have to say you're in trouble, but also
we have to tell you not to do it again.
Yes,
but it's just, hey, don't do that again. It's not, you did something very bad, very wrong.
You're in so much trouble. Da da da.
No,
yeah,
it was literally, we called you here because we're not upset. We just needed to call you here so that we could say we called you here.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when he leaves, it's just go forward.
Yeah.
Do as thou wilt. Yeah. That's funny.
But no, it was great. Yeah, just cold blooded. Just walked up, did it, and walked off.
Yeah, that's called playground justice right there. Yeah, it's pretty akin to the Old West justice. It's just
with less 45s.
Yeah. If you gave children 45s, it would be Old West justice.
I mean, it would be Lord of the Flies.
Well, there are some who say that book is based on a true story.
Let's just say it's not based on unreality.
Yeah. It's not based on nothing.
Unreality?
Unreality.
That's the new word.
Unreal.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll take it, Zach. That's good.
Yeah. Well, dude, he relates everything to games, right? So the Unreal Engine, that's all he can.
That's definitely
where
I drew
that
from.
Yeah, I was going to say, definitely.
Yeah.
That was where he was rolling.
That's the only place I've ever heard of the term unreal. Actually, no, that's not true. When I was younger, my dad used to say
surfer term.
But my dad used to say it semi-frequently when he would be like, when he would describe something that was supposed to be like really epic, he'd be like, "Oh, it's unreal." He'd always say it with that emphasis, be like, "It's unreal." And so, yeah, I don't know, but it was never like a term that you'd use,
right?
Yeah, not a normal term. Let me go ahead and throw the intro in there.
Yeah.
Story troll. No intro.
Yeah.
Welcome to Freeform Story Troll.
I was gonna say no on a lot of the old ones. Actually, before I say it, a lot of the older ones that I've been posting, like I think the last 3, have had no intro because they're so old that we just had no intro at the time. We had no like consistent intro, and I actually thought that was better to just leave it authentic and just be like, I could have stolen the intro from like another episode and thrown it in, but I was just like, I don't know, I kind of like this. Like they have their own start and stop feel,
Yeah.
But anyway,
we'll wait to serialize.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're more current, right? So anyone who's going to be listening to this will be posted actually just really just a few days afterward, because this will be live on Monday. And so we're actually finally like caught up. And so the main reason I'm trying to keep this one so consistent, because we have a couple weeks before this that we've recorded as well, but I'm going to post this one because we're going to talk about Thanksgiving, so it's going to be more consistent.
Makes sense.
I'm trying.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Gabby is drunk. All right.
No.
Here we go. Here's the intro. Welcome to the Freeform Podcast. My name is Dallas. Tonight we have Tim, Zach, and Gabby, just the original 4. Cameron is out, even though he's become pretty much a mainstay, but he's out. He started a new job.
He's starting to grow on us.
Yeah, he started to grow on us. We like him a lot. We hope you like him too, because we like having him around, even though it takes the... Should we rename ourselves to the 5-em?
No.
The free 5-em, yeah.
I thought you were going to say it takes the fun out of it. And I was like,
no,
wow.
Not at all.
Way to do him the dirty.
No, remember his ER Stories one is still like our most rated, our most viewed on YouTube. So, I need him. Really, I'm milking him is really what it is.
We need that carnage.
Yeah, I need his stories that I don't have. So, welcome. If you're listening, happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate it, if you call it something else, fine. Because I think it's called something else for people.
Well, I think
it's like
outside of America, it just doesn't really exist. But...
No, it does actually. Thanksgiving is in Canada and like the Europe, a lot of European.
I'm sorry, I was like, when did we start counting Canada?
Well,
also Canadian Thanksgiving is a different.
It's
day,
on a map, so
Canadian Thanksgiving is on a different day, I think.
Yes, I mean it's not even that it happens on the same day. I think in the UK it's the same day. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure if they don't have Thanksgiving, I'm pretty sure they have some form of it. I think I could be totally wrong about this. I don't know why, but I really strongly feel that this is I could be wrong.
Okay, but, I just really quickly let me share this. I just looked up on Google UK Thanksgiving to just check the date. And the default caption of like the definition of Thanksgiving in UK is this: the American Thanksgiving is not celebrated in the UK because no one had to be thankful for their new land and good ocean travel.
Wow.
However, the harvest part of it is still celebrated by many churches and most schools.
That's what it is. Okay.
But,
so it's something like they celebrate something on that day, but it's not necessarily
right.
And I think they still call it Thanksgiving, but it's a different thing.
Right.
So, but Thanksgiving around the world, celebrated on various dates in the United States, Canada, Grenada, San Luca, and Liberia.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never would have expected that.
It's a giving thanks celebration.
Just like in general.
And similarly named festival holidays occur around the same time in both Germany and Japan. So
the difference, I was going to say the key American difference is that we give thanks for overrunning population.
Yes.
They just give thanks for like being around. They're like,
for harvesting.
They're like, we've harvested
for food.
It's been a good time for food, and we're like,
we colonized.
We're like, we took food from people. Dope.
They actually, the land that we invaded.
Yeah.
The people there actually brought us food.
That's true. They taught
to celebrate
us how to eat,
and
then we're like,
let's then we threw them a feast.
Because
we were taking over.
How messed up is it though? That, like you're taught it's such a like be thankful for what you have and give give your friends a hug and like da da da. I'm like, this holiday is fucked up, guys.
Well,
like,
to be fair, I will say that I like that they teach you that because they're teaching you, I mean, especially as children, but they're teaching you the better way to turn it into something better, right?
Sure.
I mean, like, if you look at most of our holidays, they're all mixtures of weird stuff anyway. So, like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm fine with that they made it something
The flip
better.
side is that we teach it the way, it was, and we start teaching our kids manifest destiny again.
Right.
They have nowhere else to go, Tim. What are they going to do?
I mean, the world's out there.
And then they start fighting over igloos in school and breaking arms. And they're like, this is Thanksgiving! Breaking arms and killing each other.
God gave me this igloo.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Teach the children, yeah. This is my igloo. Wait, that's really... Oh, shit. That's...
What?
That's what...
If white people were going, this is my igloo. We're stealing it from the Inuits.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Pretty much.
It's all the same, buddy. It's
What
just
have I
history
done?
repeats itself.
What have I done?
Pretty much.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm going to get canceled.
Where'd the turkey come from?
Look, I do not... I think it was just because it was such a prominent bird. I think that's where it came from.
Ben Franklin wanted to make it our national bird.
Yeah,
Did he really?
he thought it. Yeah, he thought it was a better
Dude,
representation.
Hang on.
America would not be the same if Ben Franklin made the national bird the turkey.
But like,
we might be
but
better
listen,
as a society, actually.
Listen, all the like super like America trucks, like the flag, not like bald eagle on the back. If that thing was a turkey, that'd be funny.
That's what I'm saying. I think we actually might be better as a society. It may have like halted that kind of superego culture.
Yeah,
because you have this like super badass
and
predatory animal
Right.
versus a turkey,
bird,
which is
because they're the bird and you're not like supposed to kill them and stuff because they're like, oh, the symbol of our nation, blah blah blah. Do you think that would happen for turkeys? Like, you're not allowed to eat turkeys anymore.
Oh, actually,
like, wouldn't that happen?
Maybe that's a good point but the turkey was such a centralized.
I'll tell you one thing: I have never had a traffic issue because of a bald eagle. But I have because of a turkey, so...
Well, I was going to say, well, you wouldn't, because the difference is eagles actually can fly well. So.
Yeah.
Do you know that when they're like having sex, they just like lock together and free fall until they like are done, and then they like hopefully don't fall and die?
Yeah.
Eagles or turkeys?
What do you think?
Well, I was
just imagining
the free fall would be pretty damn short, because I know they can't fly very high. Yeah.
No, Dallas, take an educated guess. Guess which one.
But honestly,
isn't that kind of badass?
That's pretty. I was gonna say that just makes me admire the eagle even more.
Who picked
You're like,
the eagle then?
That's what humans should do.
Who picked the eagle? Ben Franklin was like turkey. Somebody else had to go. No,
I'm
eagle.
pretty sure it was John Adams.
Oh, I can see
Probably that makes sense because he's like, they're bald. I'm bald.
So
they should be the best.
I do have a little answer for your turkey question.
Yes.
So it really didn't even show up as the popular part of the dish until the turn of the 19th century.
Really?
And one of the reasons was most experts estimate that there were at least 10 million turkeys in America at that time. So
shit.
It was probably convenience.
Yeah. I guarantee it was convenience.
The initial giving of the natives that brought deer, and the Pilgrims provided wildfowl, which is probably some
ducks,
pheasant.
Pheasants.
Or
I forgot about
quail.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine if our national bird was the pheasant or the quail.
I'd be happy with
Actually,
that.
I just don't think America would have gotten to where
Quails
it is today.
are pretty baller.
True.
No.
Quails? I think Britain would have come back and taken over again.
They'd be like, it's a fucking quail.
Yeah. Pheasant? What? I kick those.
Yeah. No, seriously, yeah. Well, pheasants are pretty dope looking. Have you ever looked at them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they're super
they're also extremely tasty.
Yeah.
Well, sure,
yeah.
Tim.
No, true. But they look freaking dope.
Yeah.
They're like it's like if a rooster was like more sleek and like you know,
Ferrari
they're just
of roosters.
Yeah, no, they're almost more raptor like almost. Like they're just way cooler and they look cooler. The patterns that they have is so impressive. Like I've always liked pheasants, just personally.
Yeah.
I always have.
So it was just a ton of turkeys. That's why they were like, now it's turkeys.
Yeah.
And now 2 of them get pardoned by the president because those don't die.
They do 2?
It used to be 1, but now it's been 2 for like the last.
What?
Yeah, because it was like one of them was like butter, and this one's butter, and this one's meatball or something. I don't remember.
What?
Yeah,
What?
They're usually named after food.
Butter and meatball.
It's 2 of them. It's always 2 of them, but they have like
they name them.
Yeah,
yeah, because they're being pardoned. How do they win like a little like turkey lotto? Like how did they not die? Like,
well, my big question is does the pardon only count for the year?
Oh.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's like turkey news.
Yeah, turkey news. Do you want to know the names of the 2 turkeys that are pardoned this year?
They've already pardoned them?
COVID and Delta.
I thought that they do it like the day
They've
of.
revealed the names.
Corona
they
and
revealed the
Delta.
names. Okay.
No. Peanut butter and jelly.
Oh
That's
my.
stupid.
I guarantee that's because Biden forgot the names and was like, "Oh, what am I having for dinner? Oh, I'm having some lunch. Peanut butter and jelly. Oh, yeah, that's their names."
But yeah, there was
of course, they also pick the most like
having peanut butter.
One
and
of
jelly
them was
for dinner.
like
I guarantee he was having peanut butter
They
and
also
jelly for
pick,
dinner,
like, the
and
most-
not even on bread, right? Just peanut butter and jelly, dude. Okay,
Yo, you know those jars where they put them in the same jar? Those are weird.
Yeah, that's gross.
Oh,
where
it's like
those.
slivers of
Yeah.
that's definitely Yeah, I agree. That's like sin
That's
against
America.
nature. No. I was gonna say, did you guys? I don't know if you guys probably haven't. I just posted our video yesterday because now our videos on YouTube go up 2 days later than the actual podcast. So by the way, if you're listening to the podcast, you get it a little extra early. Okay, so there you go. Welcome. That's also where I get most of my views, and honestly, I want it to be mostly a podcast. So there you go. I'm podcast central. But we do post on YouTube also because, it's YouTube and it's easy to get more views and it's also a good way to spread the name. Anyway, my point is, I now specifically post 2 days later on Wednesdays now. When I posted the new video, did you guys happen to take a look at the thumbnail?
No.
Okay. And by the way, Zach, this is just on the side note. I literally cut this out when I'm telling him right now, but I actually changed all the thumbnails based on your guidance. So I would actually appreciate it if you took a look and told me.
That's why Dallas is going to cut it out. He just gave Zach props. That's why that's
Yeah.
not going to make it
Yeah.
onto the final cut.
Here's what
Zach,
will
what's
stay
your
in.
turkey
Zach
news?
sucks.
What's
Okay,
your
really
turkey
quickly.
news?
Yes.
Going back to turkeys. Of
Oh,
course,
yes, back to turkey.
Of course, the White House picked the most like prestigious looking fancy
Purebred.
turkeys.
I was going to say, they
These
always
things
look.
Wait, do turkeys? Is it
These
like
things
dogs
are
where they
white.
like?
Yeah,
They've
mix?
prepped them.
These things are white and like
They're white!
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why do they
If
only...
Turkeys white?
to
What the hell?
Yeah.
Hey, I got
Those
a
look
question.
like pillows.
to make us it more American.
That's what they're turning them into.
Of course,
They
the
look
turkeys
like
are white and
little
can't be brown.
downpours.
So
Yeah, why do they... Of
Yeah,
course they
how
because
do
pardon...
they-
white is
how-
right.
Of course they
Dallas.
pardon the white turkey.
That's what I'm saying.
What kind of fucking bullshit is this?
How did they pick the turkey though?
They found the whitest
They found the
ones
white
that-
ones. They're like, these ones are pretty white. Yeah. Well, actually, now the names make sense. Because those are some stupid ass names,
Wait,
and of
what-
course
what
the
are
white
other-
ones would
I'm
have the
looking up
dumbest
other-
names.
Also,
I hate to say this one, but
Yeah.
they pardoned those two because Those were the only 2 white ones that were arrested that day.
Oh.
Wow. Social commentary.
Also,
What
do you guys
think?
know?
We're pretty woke.
Do you guys know which president it became a tradition?
I want to say,
who started pardoning?
I want to say Nixon.
No, I think it was older than that.
It was older than that? I just think it'd be fun if it was a crook president who did it.
I'm going to say the person who comes to my mind, but also the person who I think would not pardon a turkey, is Teddy Roosevelt. Because he'd be
That's
like,
a good guess,
he'd be like, because he loved the outdoors, but I feel like he'd be like, no, eat those turkeys. I feel like he would say that.
But he would want to preserve them.
Like that's a good point. You know what?
He'd eat one and pardon the other.
Yes. No, that's what he'd be like, no, we're eating this one, but you live.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, that's a fine enough guess. I'm going to go with Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay.
That's the guy who first came to my mind. Do you guys have guesses?
What?
Do you have a guess?
Oh, I just want to know. Yeah.
Oh, she's not
gonna
willing.
guess.
She's not willing to guess.
No, because I found something and I'm excited.
Okay,
to share
so
it.
there's 2 things. The first,
She's like, I don't care about
the
this.
first time it happened, the first time they did it,
Okay.
and then when it became a tradition.
Okay.
Oh, so someone broke tradition in
Like
between?
no, like it just didn't really happen every year.
They just did it
Interesting.
once.
It was just
twice,
like
yeah.
occasionally
so
or
who
something.
is this trailblazer?
So the first person
Okay.
that it happened to, which apparently just a Rhode Island turkey farmer presented presented a dressed turkey.
It was already
Oh
dead?
no. So what it was?
I was like, wait.
He's dead and he's like, I pardon you. And you're like,
Wait.
wait, what?
That means I'm not going to
Okay.
eat it because it looked bad.
Okay, so the person who started it,
Okay.
was W.
Oh, I knew it. That was
George
my freaking
W?
guess.
George
was
W.
Oh.
That-
Senior?
No, like George W. H.W. Bush.
HW.
Oh.
So
HW,
senior.
Yeah.
Oh, never
Gotcha.
mind.
He
My
was
the
guess
one-
was junior.
No, I knew it was
No,
the
my
senior
guess
because
was
it was been
junior. I
around.
He was the
know,
one
but-
who made it a tradition.
Oh, he's got it.
no.
So
this
since
is where
then-
it became a tradition.
that makes a lot of
became
sense.
I should
standard
have got my
practice.
gut, man. It went in my brain. It was like Dubs, and I was
Yeah,
like,
it became
Duh.
standard practice to spare the turkey during
Gotcha.
that present. I was misreading, and the person who the first time a turkey was presented like dressed and like done up
Oh.
right, to eat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I was like,
before this, so it might.
Oh.
So it went from specifically dressed up to eat to
Uh-huh.
now we're sparing it.
we're literally saying like,
So
well, how could you pardon a dead turkey? That's what I'm.
Well, no,
saying.
you don't. It wasn't a pardon. It was just like this is
Oh.
where it originated. Like
Gotcha.
it led from this to this.
A president presented.
The first
with
one
a-
that it was presented
Gotcha.
to was Woodrow Wilson.
oh, I can see that.
Wilson.
Okay.
Okay. Gotcha.
I still wish it was like Nixon was like, you know what, this guy deserves a pardon. You know,
Or it was Clinton.
Okay, really quickly, random weird thing. Continuing on with this timeline, I'll continue through it. But Calvin Coolidge
Right.
was alarmed at the number of turkeys being offered to the president because so many people were trying to like get them to eat his turkey
To be like,
Right.
I ate it from this
that
farm.
he decided,
Yeah.
screw it, I'm just gonna buy my own turkey.
Dope.
So
That is
that's
you know
kind
what?
of baller,
That sounds like a total Calvin Coolidge move.
right?
He would totally do that. He'd be like,
it
"Screw you
straight up
guys."
became a rivalry between turkey farmers to get their turkey.
What the fuck? Why did
Eaten
they
by the
take something
president.
nice and they turn it?
I
They
don't
make
know.
it horrible. Fight.
capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yep. You shut me up. Yeah.
Yep.
As a business major, I endorse this statement by Tim. Capitalism.
So,
I agree. Capitalism.
Humanities
is
for the
answer.
win.
Oh, dude.
what?
So President John F. Kennedy spontaneously spared a turkey on November 19th,
Of course,
just
it was
3 days
JFK,
before
dude.
his assassination.
No.
That's why he was assassinated.
Wow, it was turkey
because he
farmers all
spared
along.
the turkey and didn't eat it.
So it had nothing to do with the missile crisis
Nope.
or all
No,
the
it was
all this NASA spending. It
turkey
was
farmers.
fucking turkeys.
No, it was turkey farmers.
That's what I mean. It's just, it's like
The
it's all
turkeys
over
didn't pull the
turkeys. It was
trigger.
turkeys. That makes sense.
Right.
Because see, it's never about the things that you're like, oh, well, that would make sense.
I'll
you
bet
know,
that
like,
turkey that got spared was assassinated the same day. We should check in.
and eaten on his memorial.
Wow.
Yes.
So okay, so here we go.
Served as hors
So
d'oeuvres.
HW.
Lee Harvey Oswald was a turkey farmer.
No, he grew up. His parents were.
Yeah,
he
his
grew up.
parents, and he's like, "How dare you?
You son of a-
You denied our turkey. You're not #not my president."
Not anymore.
And everyone thought he was crazy.
Not anymore, bro.
Yeah, because everyone was like, "What the hell are you saying? Hashtag? What's a hashtag?" No one understood. He knew.
So HW, instituted the turkey pardon as a permitted part of the presentation of like being presented like a turkey, whatever. The first person who did it, was Reagan.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
So good old Reagan.
He didn't mention anything.
He starts everything great.
He didn't necessarily mention anything.
It didn't end well, but it
starts great.
So it says he was the first one on record to issue a pardon was Reagan, because he had been sending the turkeys presented him to farms and zoos since at least 82.
What's a turkey in a zoo?
Yeah. No, you don't put them in a zoo.
That is a weird thing. Why would you ever put it in a zoo?
You feed them to a zoo.
Yeah, like to the tigers and the gators and stuff.
Apparently,
the pardon one? Yummy.
Apparently,
it's gonna be ripped in half.
Apparently, at the time, Reagan was facing questions over the Iran-Contra affair. On whether or not he would consider pardoning Oliver North.
I'll pardon turkey.
And he's like,
in order to conjure the notion, Reagan conjured the notion of the turkey pardon as a joke to deflect those questions.
Yeah, makes sense,
dude.
So in order to deflect the questions, he was like, "What if we just pardon a turkey?"
Dude, all I gotta say, Rogan, pretty genius, Rogan.
Rogan?
No,
Seth.
No,
not
Seth,
Rogan.
If you're listening,
no,
Dallas is a fan.
Please don't be the president.
No, not Seth.
He's second
Joe, our competitor.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Joe. We're coming for you. I'm punching up. I'm punching up as high as I can go. No, he's like rated as like the #1 podcast.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm punching up.
Also, you got to be high to punch him. So
hell yeah, I'm much taller than he is.
No, that's not what.
That's not what I was saying.
Oh, well, yes, that's true. I was gonna say I would be punching down. Physically, I'll punch down.
Metaphorically,
but metaphorically, I'm punching.
Metaphorically, you should be as high as Elon Musk.
Yeah.
No.
I just figured out today. He did it a year ago. I was looking at old podcasts and stuff that I follow, which I'm not really going to go into here. But just on the side note, I saw that Post Malone did one with him like a year ago,
a while ago,
which I shouldn't really be surprised about. But I was just like, oh, I never heard about this, and I was like, I would be interested to watch that just because I don't know, Post Malone's entertaining, and I kind of like listening to him. Cool. Yeah, he's interesting. You know, I just like listening.
Strange life choices, but interesting.
Yeah, man. If there's ever been a person I've seen who's gone from very little or no tattoos to like way too many, it's him. Yeah. It's like, okay, that's an addiction. I think. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, but anyway, Gabby might be able to talk about that. I don't know if she wants to, but yeah, I don't know. But either way, he's entertaining, and yeah, I guess that's his job, so he's doing well, I guess.
Can I share what I was looking for?
Oh yeah, you found something.
I was looking for names of all the he's like a pardon, because I thought that'd be funny, and I was led directly because the suggested looks, and I was like, pardon turkey names, and the suggestion was pardon turkey movie, and I was like, excuse me. So apparently, in 2013, there was a movie called Freebirds.
Yep. I remember that.
I do not.
Let me give you the rundown, because also the cast is insane.
Yep.
So okay, so this is 2013. Pardoned by the president, a lucky turkey, Owen Wilson, named Reggie, gets to live a carefree lifestyle until his fellow fowl, Jake, who's Woody Harrelson, recruits him for a history-changing mission. Jake and Reggie travel back in time to the year 1621, just before the first Thanksgiving. The plan is this: prevent all turkeys from ever becoming holiday dinners. Unfortunately, the two birds encounter colonist Miles Standish, who is called Meanie, out to capture feathered friends for all the hungry pilgrims. This cast has Owen Wilson, Woody Harrelson, Amy Poehler, Jimmy Hayward, George Takei, Colm Meaney. There is like
so many
Keith
freaking
David.
stars.
Like what is going on?
Wait, and so this is live action or animated?
No, animation.
Oh, are they turkeys? They are turkeys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was imagining them just like actually going back in time. Wait, how did turkeys go back in time? Number one. Number two.
It's Wedding Crashers just on like LSD.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say on pixie dust.
Yeah.
On kids shit. Yeah. It's not on any normal stuff. It's like,
it's not a kids movie.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
It is a kids movie, but it's
funny that like they go back in time. Turkeys going back in time is such a high concept, and then also I just feel
a
like
high concept. Oh, a high concept.
You get,
okay.
yeah.
I was like,
well, both.
I mean,
both.
That's really not the upper echelon of intelligence.
No.
We're referring to at this point.
And so, but
what?
I just feel like that was propagated by Big Vegan.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Don't eat turkeys. How terrible that we eat turkeys every year.
We humanize them so that we should feel empathy.
I ate turkey today, sliced into thin little round
deli
pieces.
Turkey's amazing.
It was great. I ate it raw. I ate it with a giant.
Okay, you didn't eat it raw. It's been cooked.
Well, I mean, I ate it alone, undressed. Like I didn't fix it together.
Right.
I ate it just handfuls, and then I would also take a handful of delicious bread. Gabby's ultimate enemy.
True.
And I would eat it with some Dutch crust, French bread, and then just lovely deli turkey.
You know, you can just like put them together, and it's this weird thing called a sandwich.
Yeah, I know. I get too lazy when I'm alone. I really do. I'm the laziest eater ever. Like I hardly prepare meals for myself. I'm not good at cooking at all.
Dallas is just sitting there with a handful of turkey and a handful of bread and going, which one's the sand and which one's the witch?
Yeah. Well, doesn't matter. They're meeting together in the belly. I guess that's where they become sandwich. When they conjoin together. Yeah. And which sandwich?
Gabby, I think you found a genre of movies though.
Bird movie?
Of like crap animation movies.
Can I give
that's
you
been around for a long time.
Just part of this synopsis, please? Just
yes,
I don't need
please.
all of it is very good.
Yeah,
but
do
it. You can take out as much of this as you want because this is a fucking ride. But
no, I think this is gonna be great.
So,
I have to run to the bathroom, but keep going.
Okay, so Reggie the turkey, who is Owen Wilson, has always been afraid of Thanksgiving because turkeys have always been on the menu. Which honestly, if turkeys were like sentient like that, I could see how they get.
Yeah, just imagine this was Charlotte's Web, but.
Yeah.
Wilbur
but not as
fought back.
Yeah, not as well written, and somehow Wilbur fights back.
Yeah, instead of...
However, his attempts to warn his farm-based flock constantly fall on deaf ears and has made him an outcast. When the other turkeys finally realize what's going on, they throw Reggie to the wolves in an attempt to save themselves. In a surprise...
Like literal wolves?
Yeah, I think literal wolves.
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
In a surprise twist, he winds up being named the pardoned turkey by the President of the United States, who is Jimmy Hayward, and is subsequently taken to Camp David.
Who also directed the movie, by the way.
Yeah, makes sense.
Although initially hesitant, Reggie soon eases into a routine of doing nothing but enjoying pizza delivered to him by the pizza dude, Scott Mosier, I don't know, and watching telenovelas. About 3 days before Thanksgiving, Reggie gets kidnapped by Jake, who is Woody Harrelson, the president and the only member of the Turkeys' Liberation Front. Jake tells him that a quote-unquote great turkey told him to find Reggie and take him back to the first Thanksgiving with him to take turkeys off the menu once and for all. Despite interference by federal officials and several attempts by Reggie to trick him back to the surface, Jake manages to command an egg-shaped time machine with an AI software named, all capitals, Steve, who is George Takei, and takes Reggie with him back to the same day in 1621. Once there, they immediately attacked and separated by colonial hunters led by Miles Standish, Colmini. Reggie and Jake are quickly rescued by native turkeys led by Chief Broadbeak, who is Keith David, and his two children, Ranger Jimmy Hayward again, and Jenny, Amy Poehler. The latter of whom Reggie is immediately smitten with, of course. Broadbeak explains that the turkeys in the area have been forced underground since the settlers came and that they can't risk fighting back without the settlers taking them. The next day, Broadbeak has Jake go with Ranger to spy on the settlers with Reggie and Jenny spring all the... What? Okay, all the hunting traps are sprung. Weird. Despite initial hostility, Ranger and Jake find out that the settlers have already begun preparations for Thanksgiving as well as where they keep the weapons. Meanwhile, Jenny, who believes Reggie is lying about being from the future, is impressed with his unorthodox way of springing the traps. However, they're soon intercepted by Standish, and Reggie is forced to get her in orbit over the planet aboard Steve, validating everything he said in the process. Reggie tries to convince Jenny to go back to the future with him once everything blows over, but she tells him she can't bring herself to leave the flock no matter how much she loves him. Okay. Jake drags Reggie away from Jenny and tells him he has a plan to attack the settlers. However, Reggie has gotten sick of all his unproved stories and threatens to leave. Desperate, Jake tells him that this trip was more about him making up for not him being a... This writer is bad. Desperate, Jake tells him that this trip was more about him making up for him not being able to save 3 turkey eggs while escaping a turkey fattening facility when he was younger. Although still maintaining that the Great Turkey convinced him to go through with this. What the hell am I reading?
Seriously, what the hell?
While still reluctant to believe what he said, Reggie goes along with the plan. They manage to use gunpowder to destroy the weapon shack, but Jake inadvertently leaves a gunpowder trail to the tree the turkeys are hiding under. Standish and his men flush the turkeys out from underground, capturing enough for the feast and killing Broadbeak in the panic. Jenny is sworn in as the new chief and orders the remaining turkeys to prepare an attack. Despite Jake's attempts to get him to stay, a heartbroken Reggie heads back to the present. Once back at Camp David, Reggie is confronted by 3 future versions of himself. Through the awkward conversation, Reggie discovers from one of himself that he was the Great Turkey, having used Steve to throw his voice and appearance. Inspired, Reggie goes back in time to stop the attack, erasing Standish from history in the process. Though Steve and the pizza dude, who was also brought back to the first Thanksgiving somehow, Reggie convinces the settlers and the arriving Indians that pizza is more acceptable food than turkeys, taking them off the Thanksgiving menu entirely. In the end, Reggie decides to stay with Jenny while Jake takes Steve in order to look for new adventures. However, Jake returns moments after leaving and implies to Reggie and Jenny that their antics have caused the future to be thrown out of whack. Period.
What?
Yeah, me too.
Free birds.
I'm so lost.
20% on Rotten Tomato.
Yeah, I genuinely think this movie wasn't a bad attempt, but an attempt to make a Thanksgiving movie.
Right.
Right? Because there aren't really. The only Thanksgiving movies there really are to watch is Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Hang on, wait, real quick. Can I give you one more thing?
Yeah, and those are specific classics because of the Peanuts. But I will tell you, there actually is a fantastic Thanksgiving movie. Which is the only Thanksgiving movie that I know. I'm sorry, keep going, Gabby. I'll finish this.
One last thing, because you know
what were you saying?
If you go on IMDb, there's the Parents Guide where they can like flag stuff that's been and every category has at least one. So for sex and nudity, it is Reggie falls in love with Jenny.
Nice.
For like a nude turkey.
For violence and gore.
No. These are just inputted by people on IMDb. Like this is not like a cited thing. This is just people just entered.
Yeah. So under the category sex and nudity, it says Reggie falls in love with Jenny. Under the category violence and gore, it says Jake slaps Reggie. Under the profanity category, there are 3. One use of shut up, buttocks, heck, idiot, and stupid. At least some name calling, and number 3, religious exclamation. Under the last category, fighting and intense scenes. After a dog chase, spoilers. After a dog chase, Chief Broadbeak is left behind and dies. Period. This is emotional. Period.
This is emotional. I feel like that's like an AI coming to life and being like, this is emotional.
That's not what that is. That's just somebody who was bored on a Tuesday at 1 a.m. who was going on IMDb and saw this movie and was like,
I'm going to fill that out.
This would be fun.
Hey, do you know a goof that the movie made, though? Because they went back to 1621, and the villagers tossed dynamite at the turkeys, and dynamite wasn't invented until 1867, so...
That's true.
They need to take that back.
That is true.
Unfilm it. It's wrong. You failed.
Do you guys know who invented dynamite?
No.
This is actually a fantastic story. You don't know?
No.
No one? I'm actually surprised that you guys are all very educated people. I literally thought you would know. The guy who invented dynamite is Alfred Nobel.
Oh wait, yeah.
And Alfred Nobel, who you maybe hear Nobel as the Nobel Prize.
Yeah.
The reason why he even started that whole foundation was because his brother died.
Yeah.
And they thought it was him, so they posted an obituary about him, and they called him, which you probably have heard this used in popular media a lot of times, the Merchant of Death, because he invented dynamite, but he also didn't invent it for killing or anything like that. He invented it for mining equipment.
Right, which is,
for blasting.
To be fair, mostly what it's used for.
Yes, but, everyone's always going to use Big Boom for bad stuff. Anyway, he got known for that. And so that woke him up, and then he wanted to leave a better legacy behind. And so he started the Nobel Prize, which basically prizes people who have done usually peaceful or good humanitarian acts. And that's the story of Alfred Nobel. So just Yeah, Story of Dynamite. It's fun.
My one last thing about this movie, and then I'm done, I promise. So there's another category.
I was going to say, you are on a roll.
There's another category called factual errors. And this is the word for word. This is what somebody wrote. The turkey characters are constantly seen manipulating things with their quote-unquote hands at the end of their wings. Turkeys do not. Turkeys do not have wings. Or sorry, turkeys do not have hands. They have wings.
Oh, wait. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Everyone knows turkeys have hands, not wings.
Yeah. So the turkey characters are constantly seen manipulating things with their quote-unquote hands at the end of their wings. Turkeys do not have hands. The ends of their wings do not have bones or muscles and cannot be flexed like fingers. Only cartoon turkeys have hands, okay?
Okay.
But just the comma okay at the end.
That has got
me.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's got to be done ironically. There's I mean, come on.
I've gone and found Good Housekeeping's
What?
44 best Thanksgiving movies to watch.
Oh, so that's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
I have the best one, but I'd love to hear this list first, and I wonder if it's even on there. Probably not, because it's by Good Housekeeping, which why would they be rating movies?
Is Freebirds on there?
They rate like household appliances.
The entire title is 44 best Thanksgiving movies to watch after the pie's been served. So it's about the pie.
I doubt that this one is going to be on their list because this movie particularly...
Well, there's a movie from last year.
Mine movie is not from recent.
Friendsgiving.
Fuck that.
Zach and I saw one of those at brunch this morning.
You did what?
Zach and I saw one of those at brunch
this morning. We saw a Friendsgiving happening at brunch this morning.
I just
I've been
to those types of things before. I just hate that it's even called that.
It's a dumb name. You should just call it like Thanksgiving with friends.
Literally. 6
female characters, and the only one I can recognize is Wanda Sykes.
Oh, no.
So
it's going to be a very B or C list.
And then there's the 2019 Little Women, and their reasoning is...
Little Women is...
Their reasoning is...
Isn't Timberly Chalamet in that?
Yeah.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Tima Dundersnatch?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway... No, so
this is my new goal.
Oh gosh! Oh shit! Okay, for anyone listening, no one's even gonna get
it's
that
not
fucking
me.
reference because I'm not playing the recording that we did last week's first.
We're talking about Timothée Chalamet, and we really like making fun of his name.
Thank you, Zach. Okay, thank you, Zach. Because when you listen to the next episode,
that it goes on for a while.
I was gonna say the next episode after this, we go through a whole thing. Anyway, sorry.
You get
Spoilers.
a preview.
I'm gonna try to connect him every time now.
Okay.
That's my goal.
Gabby's goal now is to make a Timothée Chalamet name skew reference in every episode.
There it is.
Tom Bombadil?
Just like Psych has a hidden watermelon,
or
it's watermelon. Just like Psych has a hidden pineapple in every episode.
Oh yeah, like Psych's pineapple. Oh my god.
She's gonna put Timothée Chalamet in every episode.
That'd be clever. I'd love to see that. Yeah.
But everybody's gonna be like, "Wow, she likes him so much." I'm like, no.
No, it's out of spite.
Yeah. Spite
streaming. Sorry.
Hashtag spite streaming, which you will also
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, you're not gonna. Oh my gosh. Okay, we really need to do these in order from now on.
These are not getting better though. There's the Turkey Ball, starring Ryan Hansen and Matt Jones.
Is it just about the football game?
I don't even know who those people are.
I assume it's just about the football game, which is the only thing. I don't know. Not the only thing, but it's something to watch on Thanksgiving.
The parade.
There is then
after the parade.
I was gonna say the parade is.
The parade's in the morning, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
Then the movie The Oath. Not a typical.
That sounds like
feel good. It's
what is that?
The government decides everyone must take a loyalty pledge on Black Friday.
Hold on.
Which opens a rift during one family's Thanksgiving dinner. Will they survive the weekend?
Wait, don't we?
What is this like?
Isn't
pre?
That the Purge?
Is that the Purge, or
That's
even
kind
like
of what Black Friday is? Though.
Yeah, it kind of is. Or is it like pre V for Vendetta too?
If you go out shopping during Black Friday, you're basically just swearing to capitalism.
Yeah,
I've done it a few times.
So have I.
We have
I gave up on it.
We have a PBS.
I'm too old and I'm too rich. I don't care.
We have a PBS entry.
I don't need the deals.
Yeah, I know. Fuck that shit. I'm not going to stay there all night. Yeah.
So props to PBS for all the things they do, but this is probably not one of them. PBS. This is a PBS entry. Anne of Green Gables, Fire and Dew.
Wait, so that's like...
Wait, is that their version? Is that their version of Game of Thrones?
No. No, it's literally
Anne of Green Gables, Fire and Dew.
It's a Thanksgiving Day during Anne of Green Gables
marathon or something.
No, it's like there's a whole.
It's an episode.
It's like a movie, but it's It's a movie. It's like the
Anne of Green
Beauty and the
Gables is a
Beast
movie.
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like
Anne of Green Gables is
it's specifically a played off of the original movie.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's even more trash. Oh god.
And then we have Les Bomb.
Oh.
Hell yeah!
Do we have to guess?
Now that's what I'm watching.
I'm just gonna say somebody comes out at Thanksgiving. That's all.
That's exactly what it
Oh,
sounds like.
I thought it was just like.
What?
I thought it was just a porno. Like,
well,
they just had it listen.
yeah, it's
Listen.
softcore.
It's
It's softcore.
softcore,
Because it's for the family.
Oh my
So-
Simply spin the bottle, you know.
Okay.
Spend the bottle
There-
with family.
there's
oh gosh.
a movie called Krisha.
Sweet home. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
So Krisha is a film that follows a woman who on Thanksgiving returns to the family she abandoned,
Nice.
which makes for a tense holiday, to say the least.
What the fuck?
It won the Grand Jury and Audience Awards at 2015
Wait,
South by Southwest Film Festival.
there's a grand jury award at the South by Southwest Festival?
Yeah.
Of
No,
course they're into that.
West,
No,
West
Of course they're into that because it's in Texas and they love judging things.
Yeah.
You have
By the way,
Jim
Tim,
Henson's Turkey Hollow, which I now want to see because
Turkey Hollow, as in like Sleepy Hollow, but with a turkey.
Turkey Hollow.
Actually, that does sound interesting.
there's
I'm
puppets.
actually interested in that.
There's like dark crystal puppets. It's frightening.
Oh God.
They're like gremlins. It's really frightening.
Oh, now I don't know if I want to see that,
Yeah.
but I kind of do, because Dark Crystal is frightening.
Hey, and there's Freebirds.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
They made the list.
Okay, so clearly my movie has not made the list. Do you want to hear my
Well,
choice?
I mean, is it Tower Heist?
No, that's a Thanksgiving movie. Oh my gosh.
It takes place during Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's the one with Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah.
It's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. That wasn't a very good movie.
And there's the first Turkey Bowl. I guess the the other Turkey Bowl was a remake. Oh, right. Little Fockers.
Oh, is that a...
That takes place during
Oh, that
Thanksgiving.
does, doesn't it? That is the lesser of those movies.
See, this is why we can't remember or think of any Thanksgiving movies, because Thanksgiving is always the afterthought, and it's not like a movie holiday.
Right.
Well,
There's
there's Christmas movies,
most movies,
and they're Christmas, but there's also Christmas music, and everything around it is Christmas time.
Well,
there's no Thanksgiving music.
I played this game with my girlfriend before. It is fun to remember what movies, like just from your childhood, are actually Christmas movies, but you forget that they're Christmas movies because it mentions it at the beginning, or like it's just kind of like thrown in there, and what it means is it was released around Christmas time, late December, because they were also trying to like either get an award or something, because that's the best way to
still
fish for them.
Movies that still specifically come out around Christmas time
that aren't really Christmas movies, but you're like, it technically is a Christmas movie.
Right.
My fun one that I love from my childhood is Hook.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Hook is a Christmas movie, and it's all about an adult Peter Pan. If you haven't watched it and you like Robin Williams, I say give it a shot. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. A lot of people hate on it, but you know what? Fuck them.
Takes
it's
place
a good
during
movie.
Christmas.
I
Yes,
think Hook is
and it's a good movie. Hook is a good movie. It's worth watching. Watch it if you haven't already.
I think it's
Yeah, it's
a good time.
But anyway, you want to hear my
I
winner
wanna hear
now?
yours.
I think you will definitely agree with me, Tim. Zach, I'm curious if you've seen this movie. Actually, I don't know if you have.
Probably not.
If you have, I think you probably will agree with me because I think you have decent taste in movies as well. And Gabby, I'm also unsure with you. I'm putting you in the same camp as Zach. The movie that I think is the best Thanksgiving movie of all time is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I've heard people talk about that.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen it, but
Have you seen it,
Yeah,
Gabby?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that movie. If you
Yeah.
guys have not, classic comedy, 80s comedy is with Steve Martin and John Candy. It is, if you've ever seen Due Date, that's the thing that they based that off of. So, and the original is way better. Watch Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. It's great for many other reasons than Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving just happens to be the purpose for why they have to travel.
Yeah.
Because as you might imagine with the name Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I'm not giving anything away. The movie is about traveling. So if you haven't seen it, watch it. It's fantastic. But that is my number one Thanksgiving film.
you want to know who I was talking about this similar subject with yesterday that mentioned that movie, and that's why I also had it.
Really? Who?
Caleb.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. Okay. I guess Caleb's got some good taste. Man.
We were talking about a similar thing. We're like, Thanksgiving doesn't have, it
really doesn't.
anything. And he's like, yeah, there's like basically 2 movies.
Yeah.
It's like Charlie Brown and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, I haven't seen that one. So
you know what? We should watch that because it's a great movie, and especially if you haven't seen it, it'd be fun to watch together.
I'm sorry. I just ran into. I was skipping through these movies. Because it was like Blindside and like a few other like.
That was the Blindside?
I mean,
now they're just saying
it's
anything football is Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's bullshit. I call bullshit there.
But here's a disturbing one.
I say anything with a turkey more fits with Thanksgiving than anything with football.
I recognize one of those is maybe Susan Sarandon. I don't know. I recognize one of them. Anyway, it's called Tadpole.
I'm already grossed out.
It's going to get worse.
I'm already grossed out.
This movie is...
Is it a French Thanksgiving?
Is a
they eat frogs?
It's called Tadpole. No, this movie is a love triangle between a student named Oscar, the object of his affection, Eve, and Eve's best friend, Diane. The problem? Oscar is only 15, and Eve is his stepmother.
No.
Over Thanksgiving break, Oscar winds up in over his head when hatching a plan to seduce Diane to make Eve jealous.
No, thank you.
Gross.
Yeah. No, like
gross.
Cringe.
No,
cringe.
Truly gross. Yeah.
Cringe.
Yeah. That's not a fan. Not a fan of that.
A Keanu Reeves movie.
Oh.
Sweet November with Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron.
Oh, okay.
I did not know they were in a movie together.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Overlooked.
You know,
time of the year takes center stage on this weepy romance.
Fun fact.
Ew.
Which takes place over the course of a month, including Thanksgiving.
Fun fact about Keanu Reeves, just in terms of just some films. I mean, if you're a fan of Keanu Reeves, so am I. So just, I'm pretty sure. By the way, I've never met a person who's not a fan of Keanu Reeves. Even people who are like, yeah, he's all right. I've never met a person who's like anti, Keanu. Anyway, but I was thinking about some old movies of his. He was in the original Speed with
Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock, thank you. And they also started another movie together later on, which is a rom-com because it's a love story. Very strange premise. If you've never seen it, I don't really want to like give it away because I think it's part of the. I'm pretty sure it's part of the plot. So like I don't want to say what the big reveal thing is because it's very kind of trippy. But they're in another movie and it's called I think The Lake House.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting enough. I mean, I got to be honest, as I'm not a fan of like most rom-coms. There's very few that I'll be like.
Is that a rom-com though?
Actually, you know what?
It's like a drama.
It's not a rom-com. I'm sorry.
It's a romantic
I was
drama.
mistaken. It's a romantic drama. I just assume all romantic movies. I just immediately go rom-com.
And I just for posterity, I want to just clarify that Speed is not a rom-com.
That is an action adventure, but it has a rom in it. Well, I didn't say that one was a rom-com.
No, I know.
But Speed is, of those two movies, Speed is the better movie. You should watch Speed if you've never seen it. The
Dennis
first one.
Hopper as
yeah. Fantastic. Everyone plays their roles so good. An original Hollywood idea at the time.
Yeah.
And it was great. You should watch the original Speed. It is fantastic.
And then stop watching Speed movies.
Well, and also, by the way, yeah, exactly. Don't watch Speed 2. Do not watch Speed 2.
Just like Speed Racer.
Yeah. And also just like, and Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves, you want to see two just very attractive people, especially when they were younger. Like, dude.
And Sandra Bullock has, in interviews,
they've both said this.
Admitted that she had a crush on him
yes!
and he had a crush on her.
It's such like a love lost. It's, it kind of breaks my heart a little bit.
It just means they didn't they stopped being friends. Instead, they became friends and stayed friends.
No, I think what it was, I have a feeling because I've seen some footage of them when they were like it was during the time of the filming, but they were just interviews, so it was like off camera, but it was on camera, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the way they react to each other, they act very flirty, but I think both of them was like too scared to like approach the other.
I think it was the same thing with like the Winona Ryder Johnny Depp thing.
Yes. No, exactly, because you're like two people, you're like They have such great chemistry.
They would make so much sense.
You're like, what a great couple.
They would,
and it's
but
like,
I feel like the insanity of their minds combining would.
But it might actually make them both sober for the
would
first
have like
time.
broke the world or something.
People that don't understand each other, you know.
Right. That's true.
Maybe that's true. Yeah. But I don't know. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, Sandra Bullock and Keanu, I feel like.
Here's
I agree with Tim, though, on I'm almost glad they never got together because then it's more... less...
I will say this.
Hollywood couples tend to not work out that well.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But Keanu, I think, is a little bit different breed.
It does... I don't... Statistically...
I'll tell you this. And here's why I agree with you overall. If he got with Sandra and say they actually were happily ever after, we would have never gotten John Wick.
That's true.
He needed that. He needed that burning, that unrequited.
We wouldn't have gotten Miss Congeniality.
That's true.
Just supporting Sandra. That's all I'm saying.
I like the first one.
I think it's actually a good, decent movie.
They should have stopped with the first one. They should have never made the second one. I genuinely, I do. I like it. She's funny and she's a good actress. I like her. Yeah, I like her.
Little known Thanksgiving movie that's well known as just a movie.
Oh,
is You've Got Mail,
dude.
Wait,
okay, I have another little bomb
to
drop on you guys. If you're not familiar with You've Got Mail, which is all about Tom Hanks and what's her name?
Meg Ryan.
Meg Ryan. Which, by the way, they did 2 rom-coms really close back to back together. Sleepless in Seattle.
They're not close together. They're far apart.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I always screw this up. Then
Yeah.
never mind.
They're far apart, but they're
basically
similar.
the same story because it's kind of like a long distance love thing. And then they finally basically discover each other. But fun fact about You've Got Mail. Guess who is Tom Hanks's best buddy in that movie?
Timberly Kalamale.
I wish. Oh my gosh, he was an embryo. He was an
traveler
embryo
now.
at the time. Actually, no, he wouldn't even have been an embryo because it was.
Transcend time and space.
Isn't that what happens in Dune?
Is the
Yes.
Yeah.
He learned.
But you will never guess unless you know this movie intimately. Because even when I've seen it before, I forget that this guy is in there. Guess who's his best friend? What actor? He's an actor. I'll even tell you this: he's a comedian, actor, and comedian. Do you think you guys can guess?
John Mulaney.
No.
I also think he might not have been alive. No, wait, he would have been
I don't
alive.
know.
No, he's in his 30s. Yeah,
I
he
have
would have
no
been
idea.
alive. It wasn't John Mulaney. It had to be someone older than that, though, because we're forgetting that Tom Hanks is like in his late 50s, if not early 60s.
You just said, male comedian. That's what I thought of. So.
That's fair. Okay, I'll just tell you. Suspense gone. It's Dave Chappelle.
That was going to be my big guess, only because...
You thought it would never be
Because
true.
you're you.
Well, yeah, but also because he's the person you would go to.
Oh,
in
that's true.
films with,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm a big huge fan of
comedian.
Dave Chappelle. Yeah,
I
he's
just, when you
probably my
said
favorite
comedian and actor, I was like, has he acted in really that much?
He's not been in a lot.
That's what made
but
me question it.
Yeah, in the 90s, he was in a few things. But yeah, everyone always forgets that. That is like Tom Hanks's like best buddy throughout that film in You've Got Mail, which, if you've never seen it, I won't spoil anything, but it is all centered around the idea of getting AOL mail, email.
Nice.
And like how it's such a new idea and how they're meeting and talking to a pen pal over email. And I think it takes place in 1996. Pretty sure. And it's like, so at the time it was like a hot idea because it's like, oh wow, email.
Right.
Like,
Should we
wow.
just remake it with Twitter?
You've got tweet.
Except it would be a horror movie.
I was gonna say because everything surrounding social media now it's a horror movie. It's like someone got murdered.
Like, you remember there's trailers for like.
Isn't it like a Craigslist?
There was like a horror movie that came out where I don't think it was a Craigslist, but it was like a social media thing where I don't even remember.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. And they're like on Skype video or something.
That's
Yeah.
Skype.
I know.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, but I know exactly what you're talking
My
about.
dad and I saw this. It was so bad.
I'm not surprised it's bad.
Well, that's like our thing. My dad and I, we just go see trashy horror movies together. That's
Beautiful.
how we bond.
What a relationship.
I think it was like Unfriended or something.
Oh,
like
that's
that.
exactly what
Yeah.
it was called. I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah,
Unfriended.
Yeah, and it's
Yes.
like one of the. It's straight up. It's like one of their in this friend group. Like one of the girls, like. Oh, I don't know if it was in their friend group or it was like local girl at school, like always got bullied or whatever. Like she died somehow.
Right.
And it was either like she was a close friend to one of the friends in this friend group, or she was just like a common like acquaintance at school, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways. And that's like the whole thing is like her ghost is back and like haunting their Skype calls and like, but they're always on like basically FaceTime, like joining together. And there's this one teen couple, and the whole time they're trying to get off because they want to sleep together. And I'm like, you guys, priorities.
Oh my gosh. Would you rather live or
But yes, sorry. Anyways, just because I was I know that.
That's hilarious. No, that's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never saw it. Figured it was terrible. Been confirmed by many other movie reviewers who I trust online. Elvis the Alien, the guy who does like horror movies and stuff. Yeah, he looked at that one. I was gonna say that's kind of a sci-fi horror movie.
It is technically supposed to be a horror movie,
right? But I'm saying it also there's a blend of like sci-fi because like through social media, so there's like electronics involved or whatever.
Well,
I don't know.
Can you really?
It's
hard to the blend of sci-fi and reality movies are changing because so much of sci-fi movies are now reality.
Because this was just like honestly,
well, that's true.
This was just like Skype or something. It was a haunting movie more than anything because she was haunting Skype. So
but I thought she I thought she like caused their deaths, didn't she?
She did. They
from like time to time.
Yeah, but isn't that just a possession movie?
I don't know.
I don't think it was using like lasers or anything. Like
no
lasers. That's
what I think of when I think sci-fi.
Fair. From now on, according to Zach, from now on, this is true. We will only ever label it a sci-fi movie if laser exists in the movie.
Pretty much.
In some capacity,
Either
not real.
Either lazy
boy.
Either lasers,
or
space travel beyond our current abilities.
So past Mars.
Freebirds.
Yeah.
That
is a sci-fi movie.
That's a sci-fi movie. That's why I'm like,
it's up there with Interstellar, honestly.
Just as complex and emotional.
Hey, Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson reunite.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I will say I would love to see them reunite.
Oh yeah. That'd be cool.
For some True Detective. That would be incredible, but we'll see what happens. All right. Does anyone have any closing arguments? I feel like we are getting to the end here.
Tim, did you find any? Did you find one more?
Well, You Got Mail got me thinking because I thought You Got Mail was.
Yeah, I figured that sent you down a tangent.
It did. It's like it sent me down.
You really got quiet for a bit.
Yeah, I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. I'm fairly certain. The plot is like a remaking of a Cary Grant movie.
Oh, that's really old, yeah.
Yeah, because it was like the same.
It's almost like a Sabrina remake type of thing.
Yeah, they altered it slightly with Tom Hanks being like the competition for Meg Ryan.
Right.
In the Cary Grant movie, him and the girl work in the same store. So it's.
But he's probably like her boss.
Well, but their relationship is solely based off of letters.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And he finds out before she does.
Right.
And then plays on it.
That is really similar. That's crazy.
It's eerily similar, and I can't remember the name of the movie, but...
Dude, I'm going to have to look that up myself.
But the Cary Grant one was funny, because the You've Got Mail one being over Thanksgiving, the Cary Grant one's over Christmas.
Oh, of course.
So I was like, oh, wow. So
they even stepped back. They're like, we're going to make a Thanksgiving.
We're going to, like... try to do it differently, and it was around books, which is the other one was like I don't know what kind of store it was. Like
it's like a stationery store.
No,
so they're writing each other letters.
No,
it would just be great.
It's one of those like 1950s movies where the stores are like really weird. It had like luggage and jewelry.
Oh, so it's like a Sears. Yeah. Your Gottschalks. Yeah.
Like
Gottschalks, Sears.
Gottschalks, only
those
like a
big
mom and
stores.
Pop. Gottschalks.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. They were becoming a strip mall, but they they were starting to expand. Yeah.
They had it was this small little shop, but they had like a whole bunch of different things, and then they also had a front window display.
Wow. Okay.
So it was like a mall, but it was not a mall.
Right. But there's a front window.
But there's a front window.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They were turning into a strip mall. They were like
Gremlins.
Oh, Gremlins. Yeah. Well, the first one is a Thanksgiving one. Or no, it's a Christmas
Christmas
movie.
one.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas movie.
And the second one is not a holiday at all.
I don't think
It's not a holiday. It's just in a giant. Well, speaking of
Pretty sure-
capitalism, it's just in a giant building. It's a huge it's basically like Enron is what the corporation is,
Gotcha.
and then they're
Pretty
trying
sure
to
it's,
breed
like,
in like.
after New Year.
Yeah, it's probably like when they released it. It's probably like that, but basically it's supposed to be the same kid, and actually it's the same actor.
Mm-hmm.
It is the same actor, so they did have that consistency. That's true. And so he goes in, and then shit goes awry. Like somehow he gets back in touch with what is it? Mogwai?
Yeah.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mogwai. Yeah, the little furry one. And then I forget the premise of it. That one goes way more absurd
And way more bloody.
Right.
It's
but
super gory.
But it's actually, I kind of think it's the better of the two, actually.
Yeah, it's more chaotic, so it's more fun.
Well, maybe it's because I saw it first. Like on a
be.
TV, it was like made like they edited it for TV, and I remember seeing it when I was younger. Which means a lot of shit was cut out because there's a lot of things
that reminds me of a conversation that I was actually having with Russ.
Oh, of course, he like loves the first Gremlins.
Well, it had nothing to do with the Gremlins.
Oh.
It had to do with movies from 1980s that are now rated PG.
Oh, yeah.
And that are not PG at all.
Oh, that would not pass. Yeah.
Like
that would maybe pass for PG-13.
I brought up Conan the Barbarian.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Fun fact: episode 3. Watch episode 3, folks, if you want to hear about that.
Yeah, so we got on that.
It's also the fun fact. Also, it's the only episode so far with Russ.
Weirdly, that was the connect. That was the same connection.
Yeah, it's just it's funny. Yeah.
Yep.
I know it by heart because I've had to edit them all.
Yeah.
I've listened to hours and hours
I know, buddy.
and hours. Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's not even counting the hours that you spent with Russ.
Oh gosh, that is a rabbit hole for another time. Well, with that, Gabby, do you have any closing words? Anything you'd like to share? Oh, yes.
My cranberry sauce got 2 different types of consistencies.
That's a good question.
I agree. I hate
whack.
the gelatinous canned.
Isn't
weird
it just
thing.
Jello?
I would feel more comfortable if people called it that.
Can I do a follow up to that?
Yeah.
Why we gotta make cranberries a sauce?
True.
Why do we got to make cranberries a band?
Also true.
I mean,
They had their moments.
they had their moment. Yeah,
They did.
They had their
still
hit.
In my head.
There you go.
In my head. All right, with that, we're gonna sign off.
Really quickly, feel free to share with us on Twitter or on YouTube through comments or whatever.
Yes, and you know what?
Zach
I've
picking up the
also
slack.
I've
Love
also
it.
realized we've never actually mentioned this in a recording, so I need to say this. Our Twitter, if you would like to follow it, is at Freeform. That's it. That's at FREEFOURM. That's it. You don't need to put podcast or entertainment or anything like that. Just at Freeform.
There's also
occasionally
a link
post on there.
to everything. So, like, if you're going Spotify, there's links for everything, and then
There actually isn't on Spotify, but I've thought about that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I should put them on Spotify.
Yeah.
Just put them on Spotify.
They're all on YouTube and they're all on our main website. But I think we're gonna start sharing all that shit. But yeah, Freeform. Remember, it's the one that's spelled weird. FREEFOURM.
Yep.
Because
Let us know what dumb high school and elementary kid stories you had.
Yeah.
And also your weird Thanksgiving stories.
Yeah, and especially on YouTube where it's very easy to comment. Please comment below. Please let us know. And please get into tons of YouTube fights, especially on Thanksgiving Day. It'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you'll really enjoy it. That being all, I think we're going to sign out. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for spending your little holiday with us. Hope you're having a great holiday. Hope you have great plans for your holiday. If not, at least hopefully you feel a little bit of a Friendsgiving or a Thanksgiving with us. You're our friend.
Yeah.
Zach disagrees, but I say you are. So thanks again for listening. This has been Dallas, Zach, Tim, and Gabby with Freeform. Until next time, there were no turkeys harmed in the making of this podcast.
Right. Lots of movies harmed, but not any turkeys.
Indeed. And gremlins.